When money runs low, something strange happens. You don't just make worse financial decisions, you make worse decisions, period. Your IQ doesn't actually drop, but it starts functioning like it did. There's a name for this effect, and once you understand it, being broke stops feeling like a personal failure and starts looking like basic brain science. We're taught that financial trouble is a character problem. You weren't disciplined enough, you didn't plan ahead, you made bad choices. But researchers who study poverty and decision-making found something that flips that story. They didn't find worse people. They found the same people thinking with less room to think. Today we're breaking down exactly what happens to the brain under financial pressure, why it creates a loop that's brutally hard to escape, and the one shift that actually helps. The first mechanism is called scarcity tunneling. When a resource, money, time, food, becomes scarce, the brain automatically narrows its focus onto that shortage. This isn't a flaw, it's an ancient survival response, the same one that makes a hungry person fixate on food. The problem is that this tunnel vision doesn't stay contained to the thing that's scarce. It pulls mental attention away from everything else: deadlines, appointments, small decisions that used to be automatic. This is why someone under financial strain might miss a bill due date they've paid on time for years, or forget a commitment that has nothing to do with money at all. It isn't carelessness. Their attention is being consumed somewhere else, whether they're aware of it or not. The second mechanism is what researchers call a bandwidth tax. In a well-known study, researchers tested the same farmers on problem-solving tasks before and after harvest, meaning the same people, same intelligence, just at two different points in their financial cycle. Before harvest, when money was tight, their performance on cognitive tests dropped measurably. After harvest, with money available, their scores went back up. Nothing about their intelligence changed. What changed was how much mental bandwidth was left over after the brain finished processing financial stress in the background. Imagine trying to solve a difficult problem while a phone alarm keeps going off every few seconds. You could probably still do it, just slower, with more mistakes. That's what financial scarcity does to nearly every other decision in a person's day. This is where it gets dangerous. Tunneling makes people borrow attention and resources from the future to patch the present. Financially, that looks like a short-term loan to cover this week's gap, a late fee instead of a canceled subscription, an unread renewal notice that turns into a bigger bill next month. Each of these choices makes complete sense in the tunnel. They solve the immediate shortage, but they quietly guarantee the next crisis before the current one is even resolved. It's not a lack of willpower creating this loop. It's a narrowed field of vision repeating itself, one urgent decision at a time. So what actually helps isn't try harder or think more clearly. That advice assumes bandwidth that isn't currently available. What helps is reducing the number of decisions that need to be made while under pressure, automating whatever can be automated, delaying non-urgent choices until bandwidth returns, asking for help earlier before the tunnel narrows further rather than after. None of this fixes the underlying shortage overnight, but it stops the tunnel from making the shortage worse than it already is. If you've ever made a financial decision you don't fully understand in hindsight, this is probably why. Not a lack of intelligence, not a lack of discipline, a brain doing exactly what it's built to do under pressure, protecting the immediate threat at the cost of everything else. Understanding that doesn't erase the crisis, but it does mean you can stop blaming yourself for something your biology was always going to do. Subscribe for more of the psychology quietly running your decisions without your permission.